Hello everyone, and welcome to a new video. In this video I'm going to be discussing my opinion on the new for 2023 or possibly even 2024 Knott's Berry Farm B&M Giga Coaster. It would really help me with the YouTube algorithm if you would please like and subscribe. Now let's get into the video. So, if you're a coaster enthusiast, you've probably heard about the rumor of Knott's Berry Farm getting a B&M Giga. And everyone was very doubtful about it at first, but just recently, someone leaked the layout revealed. So, I don't want anyone to get too excited about this because they have to get it approved first. It's not official, but it is very likely. So, let's take a look at that layout. So, if you look at it, most of it actually takes place in the parking lot. The lift hill goes over a few buildings in the park, and the station is on the edge of the park. Another roller coaster that is a lot like this is, for example, like Magnum XL 200 at Cedar Point, where the station and lift hill is kind of in the park, but the rest of it just goes outside of the park. Except this one is more of an L shaped, and Magnum XL 200 is complete straight out and back. So if you look in the corner over, well, not in the corner, but like if you look kind of like in the middle there, it says like the height, it says it's Fury sized. But the lift hill is 325 foot tall. So technically it'll be just as tall as Fury, but they might even consider it the tallest roller coaster with the lift hill because that does go under a tunnel under the parking lot and will be a 347 foot drop. That is a very big drop for a B&M. That'll be the biggest roller coaster I've ever built. So I'm like very excited to see how this goes if they actually make it. And I do feel like it is highly likely that they will do it. It will be kind of hard. It might take some time, but I really do believe that they will be able to do it. And who knows, maybe it'll even break the 100-mile-per-hour barrier. That's something that we've only seen on launch coasters, so that would be a big thing for B&M. Now let's talk about the layout. After the 347-foot drop, which is, like I said, huge, it's going to do a curve and what looks to be either an overbank turn or a hammerhead turn. Most likely a hammerhead turn because that is what's seen on more other hypers and some Gigas. It's also nice that they give you supports and how big they are so you can kind of tell how tall it is and how big it's going to be. Since the writing for how far above sea level is way too small to read and way too pixelated. So it looks like after that turnaround, so like hammerhead turn or overbank turn, I'm still thinking it's probably a hammerhead turn. It looks like there's going to be a speed hill because the supports are pretty small. And then after that, a big floater airtime hill, and it could even be like an outer bank, which I don't know about anyone else, but I love the B&M Giga outer bank hills. Some reason they just give amazing, just everything. And then after that goes a new turn into a kind of rare figure 8 helix found on Shambhala. And after that, it goes into what most likely looks like some big airtime hills, some smaller ones. Definitely a lot of low to ground turns, which reminds me a lot of Ferry 325, that's why that's my favorite Giga coaster and one of my favorite overall coasters. Like, it's my favorite B&M. It's my favorite in a lot of categories. So, the next question is, does this have potential to be better than Fury? So, I feel like if they know what they're doing, which it's B&M, so they almost always know what they're doing, especially when they made Fury and a lot of their other amazing creations. So, I feel like if they are like remembering what they did on Fury 325 and trying to incorporate it on this, and especially taking some moments from Shambhala because that one is just amazing. I feel like if you combine those two and make it a full Giga coaster with the biggest drop off of a lift hill, I feel like it definitely does have potential to be, I know it sounds crazy, but better than Fury. Okay, now that we have that set aside that, well, it's probably going to be an amazing coaster, Now let's look at the pros and cons. First, for the cons, I mean, besides the high price, because not only Giga coasters are already very expensive because like they're huge, also they have to like build a parking garage and they have to try to fit it in, because Knott's Berry Farm is definitely a very landlocked park. And besides that, if they do succeed with it, then there will be no cons. I mean, it might take some of the crowds away from other really amazing rides, but not a whole lot. And now that that's pretty much the only con, let's go to the pros. Well, obvious, it has potential to be better than Fury. The second pro is that it'll shoot up in the rankings of people's favorite Cedar Fair parks, because it's kind of high in people's favorite Cedar Fair parks, but it's usually like just barely in the top 5. Like they usually rank like King's Dominion above it sometimes, which, don't get me wrong, that's an amazing park, but with this Giga coaster, it could pass King's Dominion, which, sorry to you King's Dominion lovers, I'm sure it's an amazing park, but this is just people's opinion. On to the next category. Last but not least, speculations and predictions. For this category, I feel like since it shows that it takes place in Ghost Town, which is a really cool part of the park, like it really is. But I feel like for the color scheme, it's gonna be kind of like a dark grayish purple track with like dark grayish brown supports. I know it's kind of specific, but if you saw the thumbnail, I made like a Planet Coaster recreation of the lift hill. And the name, it could be pretty much anything. I don't know if it'll specifically have ghosts in the name, but something to do with ghosts, obviously, because it's in Ghost Town. I'm sure the lines are going to be very long for it, so don't go there expecting like a walk-on. I mean, I don't think anyone is expecting a walk-on, but for those of you who are, it's not going to be a walk-on. And I understand that it might not be quite as good as Fury, but there's no way that it's like not going to be amazing. I'm sure it's going to be an amazing ride. Maybe not as good as Fury, but I feel like it'll be as good, if not better. So anyway, I just want to thank you for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and see you in the next video.